And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is August 27th, the last week of August, and kind of nice weather out there. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, Bill Walsh will be here from Third, and he'll be giving us a lot of updates of what's going on with them. Also, a couple guests, you know them, Dr. Christine Chung and Dr. Chuck Lee from 7-Day Dental. They're going to talk about periodontal disease. And from Saddleback Church, we have Pastor Rick Bradford here today, and also Frankie Zumbo, and they're going to be talking about a support group that they're going to be doing, and we're going to bring you a segment from Breastlink. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are 3 open meetings: Third Architectural Control and Standards Committee, 9:30 in the Sycamore Room; GRF Security and Community Access, they will be in the boardroom at 1:30, and then United Government and Documents Review Committee, also at 1:30 in the Sycamore Room. Now let's get to the weather, and another nice week out there. We got that thicker marine layer coming in. That is really a low pressure system that the reason for this is dropping down way up from the Pacific Northwest and bringing things down. Now for this time of the year, we don't often get this. We have, for the last week and a half or so, almost this June gloom effect, and I like it because we're really cooling off nicely at night. And honestly, this is pretty mild temperatures for this time of the year. We're going to be in the low to mid 80s. As we get to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're looking more in the mid 80s, and then it looks like, well, actually it looks like on Sunday it'll start to go back down a little bit to around 82. So a couple days, Friday and Saturday, but still, you know, end of August, we often will get really hot weather. And don't let this fool you, because as you know, the Santa Ana winds and all the hot, dry weather usually comes in end of September, October, sometimes even into November. Let's look around Orange County today and elsewhere, and we're going to have, again, just for end of August, very nice, mild temperatures. You can see the fog out there looking great, and beach is only about 75 is our average. Everywhere else, look at that, low 80s. Arrowhead going down to 49 at night. Palm Springs, they're still holding steady out there at 106, and then San Diego, 83. And even though fall is about, almost a month away, for many areas, it seems like Halloween and fall is already upon us. Good example is, I know a lot of people like that pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. What started up again today. I think it's today. It's either today or tomorrow. They're even putting that on their menu almost like about 3 or 4 weeks earlier than they normally do. The fall and Halloween season are now the huge holiday time. So everybody's kind of starting a little bit early this time around. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
I did whatever I felt I had to in order to feed my addiction. I couldn't fight it anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. When I hit bottom, my family intervened and found Beginnings Treatment Centers. Today I'm not a slave to my addiction. I have my family and my life back. I hope and pray that if you or a loved one needs help, that you make the call like I did.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Bill Walsh is with me right now from Third Mutual. And Bill, welcome. You have really a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, thank you for having me and letting the third directors come and talk.
Of course.
In the community. I don't know how many people out there saw the What's Up blast that came out through the email on Friday, but it notified the residents in the community that last Tuesday in a closed session, the Third Mutual Board decided to suspend, asked staff to suspend the use of Roundup in Third Mutual.
Right.
And in the conversation, Brad Hudson said they're going to do a lot of use of string trimmers. And one of the problems that has arisen is they've been edging with Roundup in a lot of places. And I didn't know this, that the landscaping has been slowly converting the grass mixture to Kikuyu or Kikuyu.
Yeah.
Kikuyu, and it sends out runners.
Right.
And it rhizomes under the ground, what they call stolons on top of the ground. Well, if you put Roundup on it, it just runs right back up, and so you don't even get a clean edge. So they're going to start using a lot of string trimmers. And the nice thing too is that's happening is that Bruce Hartley's gone and is doing research on this. I think United decided to wait until he came back with some recommendations in December on the subject. And he's gone to Irvine. They've gone to almost totally, I don't know what you would call it. You could, I guess, say organic, you can't say organic because it's all organic, but non-toxic or non-carcinogenic pesticides and herbicides. At least they're trying. A lot of times these herbicides and pesticides, you don't know they're carcinogenic for 50 years.
Well, that's true.
And that's a problem. But right now there's so much, the lawsuit with Monsanto over Roundup and stuff. So the board decided it was in the best interest of the community to suspend that.
And I know that, I know that's with Third, but I wasn't quite sure. I know both GRF and United are looking at this too. Now, I don't know, did they suspend those? Do you know for sure?
I can't. Okay. And if I were to give you an answer, I don't know.
Okay, because I know in United they're doing some tests in cul-de-sacs and things.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, and I think I think staff's going about it in a very logical approach to it. So.
And I have kikuyu grass at my house, and I know what you're talking about. There are times I'll pull up a little clump that got into maybe where the flowers are, and quite literally it's like pulling a zip cord. You'll go to pull it out, and I think the longest one I've ever had was 5 feet long, and I'm not exaggerating. Wow. And it was only 5 feet long because by the time you pull it out, it snaps off. Right. But I've been told by a couple landscapers that I guess you would call the tap roots can go down 15 feet. So and I think it's hard to get rid of it. Yeah. And I think that the other benefit to the kikuyu is the fact that it's drought tolerant. Well, drought tolerant than a lot. So that's the other reason that they're going to it. So yes. All right. The next thing, address signs. Yes, the address signs, and we got some photos on this. Okay. This has been going on. Previous board members, Bert Moldow started looking at it, along with the Garden Villa people. They're big buildings; people can't find them during the daytime. Yeah. And if you look on it's not there on the screen, you can see that's one of the new signs. And I drove around at night. And they are very reflective in the headlights of your car. Okay. And that's one of the big issues that we're trying to overcome. Residents are coming to us and asking, when is our building going to get one of these signs?
You can see maybe in this picture, you can see the others, there are two signs, 2237, but you can see the small sign just around the corner of the big sign. And the difference is dramatic.
Right.
And so residents are really excited about this, particularly at daytime. The nighttime issues are when you've got emergency vehicles and stuff.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they can find the cul-de-sac as well as the building. And so we're doing a pilot on all of this. This so people can have a look. And I think I sent a picture over.
Yeah, I think we have like photos of the next couple are,
right.
I don't know if they're actually out there or they're mock-ups. Are those out there yet? Or
they're out there.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was photoshopped in to give an example. Okay.
So you've got the cul-de-sac number and the addresses on this.
Okay.
And there are varying opinions. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a pilot. And so some people are not going to like this. I've already heard from a couple of people say, can't we do something a little, you know, that's pretty big. You know? But I'll tell you, at night when you're driving up to it, you can really see it. So, and so we're experimenting, we're looking, and you know, on the big 3-story buildings, those black signs with the white lettering, with right numbering on them, are already up over in Gate 14. We put a pilot up in there too. And people are very happy with those. It's a lot, for sure, during the daytime, it's a lot easier to. When the signs are on the big 3-story buildings at night, unless you get lucky and your car light hits it. So we have to deal with that issue.
Okay, so we'll see how that moves along. And I think the two things that are always have been kind of looked at in this community consistently are the lighting and the signs. Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're probably during the pilot, they're going to see different styles, and we've even talked about getting somebody to come in where there are curbs. And I don't remember when you were a kid or not, but when I was a kid, they used to, once a year, they would come through and put addresses on the curbs.
Like usually it was the Boy Scouts or
That's
something.
right, the Boy Scouts or something.
Yeah.
So we're looking at all our options on this.
Okay. All right, and now moving on from there, is I'm kind of looking at your list and my list that you gave me.
Okay.
And it's solar production, right? Do I have my list right?
Right, right, you do. We finally got a year's worth of data on the production of the 12 solar installations in the community in Third Mutual. And we produced enough electricity from those solar installations to is equivalent to about $250,000 worth of electricity that we produced, which is really quite good, and we're really happy about that. So our payback's going to be probably between 10 and 11 years, and these solar panels will last 30 at a minimum, and so there's going to be a lot of, you know, a lot of benefit to the community. And so it helps us. It helps our budget too when we're budgeting every year for our electricity use. So it was really exciting to see that we were having. That this has been a pretty successful project.
Yeah, it has been, and it was long working hours to get this going, and a lot of different things you had to do, and it was sometimes a little delayed by Southern California Edison, but now it's looking good.
Got a good memory.
Yeah.
You've heard me talk about it
yes, enough. I know. All right, and you know what kind of goes along with that is the Village Energy Task Force.
Right.
And first explain that because you know people have heard United and GRF. This is really bringing everyone together for a common goal, and that's why it's called a task force, right?
That's right, Ken. Staff was having to produce agendas and meeting minutes and time in meetings for each of GRF, Third Mutual, and United, and they kind of came to us and said, is there a way we can just combine these? And so through a lot of discussion, saying what can you do or what can't you do, we put together a charter for the Village Energy Task Force, and we settled on the wording in that charter. We've got a charter, and we're going ahead. And one of the things that I put down here that we're going ahead with is that each of the corporations, United, GRF, and Third, literally put a contingency fund together in each of the mutuals, about $50,000 each. And we went out and interviewed a number of energy consultants, and we chose one that's local here. And we have just sent them some specifications for the things that we want them to come back to us with an analysis. And for Third Mutual, our biggest issue right now are the carports, the electricity in the carports and the garages.
Right.
Because more and more people are, we have a lot of electric golf carts, but now people are coming in with either electric hybrid cars or electric cars.
Yeah.
And they're plugging in and they're popping the circuits.
Yeah.
And so it is obvious that this is a 1960s and 70s electrical infrastructure, and we've asked them to go out and look at it, determine what our capacities are, what alternatives we might have, reasonably priced alternatives that we might have to address these issues. And so hopefully they're going to come back with some proposals here in a probably by November.
Okay.
And then we will look at the proposals and then direct them to go forward and do the analysis. So
okay. So this way, at least everyone will have sort of a roadmap of what is really needed to look at the immediate time, but more importantly, as the future comes along and people get more and more electric vehicles, and this is going to be needed, so to prepare for it in advance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just one side note, GRFs, United and Third, because they're housing mutuals, we have carports and garages.
Yeah.
With GRF, they're looking at microgrids, and so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
We're, I won't talk too much about GRF, but I mean, we're all in the same meeting. They're wondering what they're going to do with the capacity with these diesel generators that are emergency backup for buildings like this, and how much capacity you need. And so there's going to be a lot of discussion. Should we stay with diesel as in an emergency? If we have an earthquake that knocks out the electric grid.
Yeah.
So they're looking at that. So it's going to be exciting.
All right, very good. Now let's move on to the fencing, meaning primarily around Ridge Route, but the Shepherd's Crook that you folks are looking at. And I know one of the issues with that was there, some parts of the fence, the wall, I should say, is already at 5 or 6 feet, but there's some areas that are just at 3 feet, mainly because from the outside of Ridge Route, people start to, you have the embankment go up and a lot of brush, and the wall is actually short from the outside of the community.
That's right, and security people from the police department to our own security couldn't see through the brush that was around that wall. So we were getting homeless people camping in there, and then they could easily come over the wall.
Yeah.
And so we hired a company to clear all this brush out that you see on your TV. They took it up to about 5 feet, and so now you can look in there. I've driven by there, and it's really pretty well cleaned out. The canopy's been raised.
Yeah.
And there's 2,700 feet of wall there that we're going to put Shepherd's Crook on.
Wow.
We started out with that project to think that we could get it up to 5 or 6 feet, and we finally decided that getting it to 7 feet was probably going to be the appropriate way to do it. We just got some proposals for bids, and at the closed session on Tuesday, we told staff to go out and work on a contract with these with one of these bids. So I think that the brush clearing in that area, both on inside of the wall and on the outside, is pretty well done.
Yeah.
And now it's a matter of getting a contractor hired and coming here to put the Shepherd's Crook in place. So
all right. So at this point, until you get the contractor hired, you can't really give a time frame yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't know how that's. The other part of this, the same company that did that brush clearing, we hired to clear out. The Orange County Fire Authority wants us to reduce the amount of fuel along our walls from the right where we have the wilderness area.
Right.
So from Bahia Blanca west, from the Clubhouse 5, I'll say from Clubhouse, all the way down to Gate 11, they're going to be clearing brush and cutting down a lot of plantings that we have inside the wall. Not cutting, and when I say cutting them down, not taking them out, but bringing down the amount of foliage that's in there that could be, in a fire, could be a danger. So they're clearing, they're going to be working on that, clearing that out.
All right, and finally, what I kind of talked about briefly earlier, the ever ongoing exterior lighting, street and walkway lighting that has been looked at for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's coming close now. In September, we anticipate that Edison will come back to us after they've done an inventory again of their lights.
Okay.
And present us, here's what you're going to buy. And at that point, we'll probably write them a check and say, we are going to take ownership of, of your light poles. They're going to become Third Mutual's light poles. And just so people understand why we're doing that, that gives us control over putting arms, fixtures on lights to get more light out over the street. It also allows us to go to LED lighting, which is not only more efficient, but if it's done right, and we hope the Siemens Corporation is going to be advising on this, it gives us the best lighting for the community. Now, we don't want to put so much light out there that it's going in people's bedroom windows and not letting them sleep, but we've got to get it, we've got to get it right on the streets. And we are also going to be looking at clearing away trees that are along. There's a number of trees that have grown over the light poles, so we're going to try to deal with that. And
all right.
So there's a whole lot of issues there. But and the reason that motivated us to go this way was because Edison was going to charge us an arm and a leg to do the same thing that we're going to do. So, and then they were, it was a 20-year contract. They were going to charge us. They were going to increase our rates, and we said, hold it. We can do this cheaper and better.
Yeah.
Because instead of giving it all control to them, now Siemens is going to come in and say, here's a pilot. Yeah. Go look at it. Yeah. Does it work? Okay.
Very good. All right, a lot going on. Anything else you'd like to add for today?
No, and anybody that lives in gate 5 and 6, they're seeing 3-foot bollards, walkway light bollards going in, and hopefully it's throwing a little more light. It's not the total solution. We're basically, there are some dark areas that the people that developed Laguna Woods didn't decide to put more lighting along the walkways, so that's just going to be a long-term project.
All right.
That's it.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You take care of yourself.
I will do.
All right, and we'll be right back.
Once I came to alignment, things changed.
Here, they take time with you, and if there's any question, they answers it.
It's a good place to go because those people there care about you.
They are a compassionate group. It's almost like you're coming to a second home.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says,
yes, we can.
Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says,
yes, we can.
Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Hello, Laguna Woods. My name is Rick Bradford, and I am the pastor of Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to join your friends and neighbors right here in Clubhouse 5 every Sunday as we worship, as we enjoy a free breakfast, and as we learn from our pastor, Rick Warren, the author of the best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Please be assured that you will be warmly welcome.
Your attention. Please take down this number. Did you know that adults with untreated hearing loss experience a 30 to 40% faster decline in cognitive abilities and are more likely to develop dementia? Those with a mild hearing loss are 3 times more likely to have a history of falling. An annual hearing screening is urgent for memory care to help prevent cognitive decline and thus delay the onset of dementia. Free hearing checkups are now being offered free of charge. If you have not had an annual hearing exam, please take advantage of this free opportunity. If hearing loss is detected, hearing aids will be available to try for 10 days. Evaluations only take 30 minutes, but you must call for an appointment. Hearing screening is urgent for memory care. Please take preventive action. Call now.
Well, welcome back. Well, from Saddleback Church, Laguna Woods, today we have Pastor Rick Bradford here, and he has brought along a guest, Frankie Zumbro. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Nice to see you. And we're going to talk about some groups, some support groups that are in just a moment that I know you're involved with. But first, we want to mention to folks, if they haven't seen it yet, that weekday mornings we bring you your show, Inspiration for Today. It's at 7:30.
It is, Ken, and I totally appreciate you allowing Frankie and myself to come on. And yeah, this is a brand new thing that we started 3 weeks ago. It started airing. It's called Inspiration for Today. You're totally right. It's on 7:30 every morning on TV6. And it's really a different type show. It's only 10 minutes long.
Right, yeah.
And you know, we in one way, we're a warm-up for you.
Yes.
Where we get the day started, and then so Susan Tuttle and the exercise class, that's for the physical side of life. I consider us the warm-up in the spiritual side of life. So it's a very simple show. We have a verse for the day. It's always encouraging or inspirational or something like that. I often have ones from the Old Testament so that our Jewish friends can relate to it well also. But we start with a verse, and then we meet a Laguna Woods resident. And something that in their life perhaps emphasizes how that verse works. And so it's very short. We try to make it light. We try to make it fun. So we've instituted 2 things that I don't think you know about yet, but on Mondays, we call them Music Mondays.
Okay.
So we always have a song, or somebody sings live, or sometimes it's on video maybe, or something like that. So Music Mondays, and then we have a thing called Fun Fridays. And that's the day that we get very innovative and do different things. And we might be outside on a man on the street type thing, or whatever we can think of. We actually had the Clown Club here in Laguna Woods come for 2 Fridays dressed as clowns, put on skits.
Yeah.
That hasn't been shown yet, so it'd be fun and to see how in the world I work a verse into that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
But we have just fun like that.
All right, and I want to remind people, it's weekdays 7:30.
It
runs
is.
about 10 minutes or so.
It's only 10 minutes, and if you can't get up that early, just record it. I always tell people, and if you can't do that, we do have a YouTube channel called Inspiration for Today. And so if you just go to YouTube, put in Inspiration for Today, you'll find it. You watch all the past episodes too.
All right.
So that's good.
Very good. I like the different things you do each day. It kind of reminds me, although it was a little before my time, but the original Mickey Mouse Club, right?
Okay, yeah.
You probably remember that too. Each day had a little different theme.
I'm trying to make it, the thing I'm trying to pattern a little bit is more like Mr. Rogers.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I want to just be, I'm in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I live here, let's have fun.
Very good.
But we also do serious stuff, and I do want you to get to meet Frankie. And
yeah, coming up tomorrow, which is August 28th at 1:30 at Clubhouse 6, you are giving a seminar, and it deals with the loss of a spouse.
Yes. This is open to the community. Is for people specifically who've lost their husband or their wife. And it's a 2-hour seminar to help encourage them through their loneliness, through the time of grief, when they feel confused.
Right.
How do we move forward from the grief? How do we deal with this on a day-to-day basis? We talk about multiple losses. If you've lost a spouse, like in my case, my husband did all the finances. He did all I mean, you know, if something needed to be fixed, he did it.
Yeah.
Well, when I lost him suddenly, I had to learn how to do the finances, how to do the investments, how to use a screwdriver. I mean, that sounds really dumb. How to, you know, if I couldn't hire somebody to do it, I had to learn to do it. So, so you deal with multiple losses when you've lost a spouse. In a man's point of view, the men that come, they've had to learn to cook. One man in our group mentioned he had never started a wash machine. And so
it's true. I've never. I haven't done the wash in 20 years.
Yeah. So you know, when you lose a spouse or a loved one, you lose not only them but all the jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
That they do for you, and your companionship, vacations. What do you do about vacations? And then you have the holidays. That changes the whole dynamics of your holiday.
So you deal with so much, and this is now. Have you done this group before? Is this something that's new? Okay.
What is new this time is the loss of a spouse.
Okay.
This is strictly for those who've lost a spouse. However, on September 4th, the following Tuesday, we start the grief support group, which is for people who've lost children, who've lost siblings, who've lost parents. So that has have lost a spouse, and that's 13 weeks.
So the first one that's tomorrow is literally a 1-day thing.
Okay.
So you're not committing to a long thing tomorrow, Tuesday.
And it's kind of giving,
go ahead.
For those who've lost a spouse, it's giving them a little taste of what to expect for the long seminar.
Okay, all right, very good. So again, that is tomorrow, August 28th, 1:30 to 3:30 at Clubhouse 6. People can just show up if they want? All right.
And if they do not live in the village, to contact Saddleback, it's on the brochure.
Okay.
To go to Vicki, VICKI, at saddleback.com.
Well, just to be clear, this show and all our advertising is only within Laguna Woods, but if they had a friend, maybe for this one, especially this 1-day thing.
Yeah, because it's okay, they can invite them along.
They can,
okay. Very good. Now, we also want to let people know that each Sunday morning at Clubhouse 5 at 9 o'clock, that you give a service there.
We do. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
So Saddleback Church, Laguna Woods, yes, we're actually coming up on our 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
I can't believe how fast this 10 years has gone by. But anyway, so we're in Clubhouse 5, 9, and 11, and we serve breakfast prior to each one of them, so we encourage people to come early and get their hard-boiled eggs or their donuts or whatever they want, and just sit back and relax and enjoy the church.
Yeah, and you know, I want to mention too that for those of you who have probably grandkids or maybe great-grandkids that up at the main campus up there in Lake Forest, they have many different things. They have Saddleback Kids, they have JHM, which is junior high ministry, many different things that kids, depending on the ages, can get involved with. They have the wonderful, is it called the Rectory?
Yeah.
That's a neat, the refinery, excuse me. And that is it's a cool place for kids and teens. They have all kinds of activities. They have volleyball outside and all that kind of stuff, basketball. But it's, my daughter once commented when we walked in there, she goes, "This looks like a set from a Disney Channel show," because it's really kind of like kind of industrial, modern kind of.
It's funny you say that because there were some designers from Disney.
Seriously?
Yes.
There you go.
Who helped design that building.
That's amazing. I'll have to tell her that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's amazing. So there's all that up there, and you can go to saddleback.com. Of course, from there, you can go saddleback.com/Laguna Woods.
But here, as you know, we have so many things. We do the monthly food pantry here. We have many support groups like the ones Frankie does, and on our ministries here in Laguna Woods. This is where those of us who meet in Clubhouse 5, our ministry is here.
Yeah.
But I love that you mentioned, because we all have grandkids, and that there's no better place for their kids than at Saddleback.
Yeah, I've got a lot of fun up there.
We just don't, our kids program is really weak here in Laguna Woods.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
Just kidding. It does not exist.
Thank you both for coming
welcome.
on. Pastor,
Thank
good to see you.
Ken.
Frankie, good to see you. We'll see you again. All right?
Thank you.
You take care, both of you, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny when, you know,
Hello, Laguna Woods. My name is Rick Bradford, and I am the pastor of Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods. I would like to invite you to join your friends and neighbors right here in Clubhouse 5 every Sunday as we worship, as we enjoy a free breakfast, and as we learn from our pastor, Rick Warren, the author of the best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life. Please be assured that you will be warmly welcomed at either our 9 or 11 a.m. service. I look forward to meeting you personally.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Kiana Lee. Today we're talking with Dr. Christine Chung. Today's topic is gum disease. Doctor, what do we need to know about gum disease?
Mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Gum disease is an infection of the tissue that support and surround your teeth. It's a major cause of tooth loss in adults, but it's an easy fix.
Thank you, doctor. So don't wait, people. Come on in and get your 7-day dental smile.
Welcome back. Well, with me today is Dr. Christine Chung and Dr. Chuck Lee of 7-Day Dental. Great to see you again.
Good morning.
And I know some of you have probably seen the ads we've been showing with your daughter in those.
She's super cute, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's a very good actress. Yeah, those were fun to do.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about periodontal disease today and really the treatments for them. So let's first tell folks what that is.
Okay, so periodontal disease, or in a common term, is gum disease. Everybody knows gum disease.
Yeah.
And I think about 90% of the populations have some kind of gum disease, whether it's slight, moderate, or advanced. And it's an easy fix, like I always said. Early detection is a key. So I always wanted to recommend or urge patients to come in regularly for an early checkup.
Okay.
So we can monitor and treat the disease right away.
And this is something, like you said, it's very common. It's not.
It's very
It would.
common.
It's happens to most folks, and over time. And we got some slides that you sent in. It gives you an idea. And you've always told me one of the main things about that you first notice is receding gum lines or thin.
Yeah.
Gums,
So
right?
the signs and symptoms, if the patient notice that they start having some inflammation with bleeding when they brush or floss, because common like brushing or flossing, you shouldn't be seeing any bleeding at all.
Okay.
The bleeding is a sign of inflammation or infection, and it's all caused by bacteria. And it only takes 24 hours for bacteria to build up. You know, in your mouth, you constantly have bacteria, and once it's built up and it gets hardened or calcified, it's going to a stage progressing to periodontal disease. Do you want to add, Dr. Lee?
I think that when you're younger than 18, the chance of gum disease or the occurrence is much less.
Yeah.
But as we age, after the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60, it's when we have more problems. And I find that the patients that have gum disease is usually the ones that don't have any cavity. And
Really?
Surprisingly.
Yes,
Wow.
because when they don't have cavity, when they go to the dentist, when you're young, they say, oh, perfect, I'll see you in 6 months. And when that happens, sometimes you think, well, every time I come in, they keep saying, no problem, see you in 6 months. So they start, delaying a year, 2 years. And because gum disease is silent disease, it does not cause pain at an early stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So the only thing you're going to see that doesn't, some people feel like it's normal. They think, oh, it's normal to brush and bleed or floss and bleed because you're irritating. Well, it's not true. You should not have any bleeding. Any sign of bleeding is bad.
Okay.
So a lot of patients, I've had patients that said, well, I tell them, you should be bleeding. When you floss or when you brush, they say, oh no, I don't. And then when you show them that, when I measure the pocket to show them how deep the pocket is and how much buildup's in there and how much bleeding it is, that's when they say, well, it bleeds a little bit. Well, it should bleed if you're poking at it. The misconception is bleeding is normal.
Yeah.
But I always compare it to taking a shower. If you take a shower and you have any bleeding, you're going to be scared because you shouldn't have any bleeding.
Right.
But yet when we're in our mouth, when we have some bleeding, we think it's normal.
Okay.
So it's not normal.
So as far as treating this, tell me about this procedure here, the laser treatment. Exactly what is the laser doing? Is it building up, like it's closing the gap because you're kind of building up scar tissue and then it heals? And I'm curious how that works.
So the first few slides is that you can see the infected tissues.
Yeah.
It's bleeding, it's inflamed. We measure, we use the pockets.
Right.
We're using special instruments, and we always do scaling and deep cleaning, meaning we go deep under the gum, but sometimes if the patient has stage 3, like moderate, going to advanced, the pockets are too deep. We have to open up the gum or laying a flap using a knife to open up so we can access way down to the root end.
Okay.
With the laser, we skip that stage.
Okay.
We don't use a knife. You see that's a laser point where we go straight down to the deep pockets, removing the infected tissues. So the advantage of that is that we don't use a knife to cut. Very minimal, very invasive, non-invasive. And of course, when you don't use a knife, you don't have bleeding.
Yeah.
So the post-op healing time is a lot less, and it's almost pain-free.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So
So
that's a difference.
basically, when we do the deep clean, we numb it up. The two section, we do the scaling, and then what the laser does is goes down and remove the bad tissue.
Okay.
The light attracts to the bacteria.
Okay.
And at the same time, after you do those motion, then you do another motion, and what it does is it will just coagulate so that you have less bleeding, and it helps so that the tissue will now regrow, reattach to close up the gap that was always there.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a combination of things that the laser does. It removes bacteria, close up the gum, and remove bad tissue. Another thing that's very advantage that patients are liking is nowadays they don't like to take so much antibiotics, because there are cases where we will recommend some gum antibiotics to clear up the gum infection that our patients are severe. And so there are cases where we do combination, and there are cases where I say, you know what, I think the laser will suffice. So patients like that, because now they're worried about taking so much antibiotics and you're going to be allergic, or you run out of choices in the future.
How long does this procedure take on average? Can it be done, the laser, once you get to the laser part, in one sitting?
Very fast.
Okay.
And it's so easy that patient is shocked. And now laser has become a very big play in medicine and dental. They do it for facial, dermatology uses a lot. Surgery, sometimes they use that a lot to minimize the discomfort. And so it's been around, and it's only getting better with years.
Yeah,
with
very
technology.
Good. You know, folks, if you want to go in and talk to them, get a checkup, they're located right over here at Willow Tree Center. And how's the, is your signage back on yet? Because they've been working over there.
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Their goal was to finish by the end of July. But
I've heard from other folks over there. Yeah.
They started
but it's getting
late.
there.
But it's looking very nice.
Yeah. You should tell them about what our promotion for the Laguna Woods.
Please do.
Yeah, so we've been serving the neighborhood for the last almost 20 years. We're going on our 20th year, so we welcome you all. We have great seniors discount, 20% all across.
Fantastic.
And if you need to have a consultation before you come in, please do make an appointment, call us. And sometimes we do free consultation. Just come on in, whatever that we can help, we help you. We're here for you.
All right, great to see you. Thanks for that rundown on how the laser treatment works. That's much more effective, it sounds like, and less pain and quicker.
Yeah,
so all good.
Would love it. Yeah, I see all the benefits.
Yeah.
It's so popular now that I have to buy 2 lasers for each office, because they use it so often we don't have time to sterilize.
Yeah.
And the tip is disposable. So each patient gets their own tip.
All right.
So that's really cool.
Very good. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You folks take care. We'll see you again soon, and we'll be right back. Yeah, that's cool how that works.
Hey, John, can you take just...
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
At BreastLink, we offer our patients a variety of breast health services and breast cancer treatments. Our dedicated breast specialists assess each situation to determine the best course of action for each patient and personalize a treatment plan specific to you. The compassion and knowledge of the BreastLink team has helped us successfully treat thousands of patients. Allow us to deliver the care you deserve with the quality that you expect from a leader in breast health. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here. Visit us at breastlink.com.
That was probably for me like the major part of this cruise was, so when Laura, who's has metastatic breast cancer, and actually let me go back, when we were at dinner, you know, she kept talking about when she dies, and her mom was sitting next to her, and Laura seems to be very at peace with the fact that she has stage 4 breast cancer and she will die from it. But her mother, you could see her tense up every time she mentions when I die or when I'm gone. And it was interesting and very, you know, emotional to see the difference, because Laura's kind of accepted her fate, but Mom is still kind of fighting for the miracle, and that was interesting. And Laura actually came in the pink party and thanked everyone for allowing her to feel like a survivor for a short period of time. But in my mind, Laura is a survivor. She has been dealing with this disease for over 5 years, and she has not allowed cancer to define her. So it was important for me to acknowledge that to Laura, that she just she wasn't a survivor for just the 4 days of this cruise. She is a survivor and a thriver. But it's just on different terms than other people on the cruise that are cured of their cancer. But she is a survivor and a thriver.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
Our movie coming up on, it's today, August 27th. If you are a Marvel Universe fan, you will enjoy this. This is the third movie in the Avengers series, Avengers Infinity War. And I saw this, I really did enjoy it. Again, if you love the Marvel characters, they're all in this one. I think just about all. Well, X-Men are not in it, Fantastic Four, but that will come one day. Trust me. In this one, the Avengers and their allies must be willing to sacrifice all in an attempt to defeat the powerful Thanos before his blitz of devastation and ruin puts an end to the universe. So, as I said, this brings them all together. With all the Marvel movies, there's little funny bits in it. I would say this is a little bit more serious, particularly at the end. And it leaves you literally hanging, okay? Because this does lead to the fourth movie. And by the way, if you stay through the credits, with the Marvel movies, the credits are pretty long. But at the very end of the credits, there's like about a 1.5-minute little segment that gives you a clue to the next film that will be coming out. I believe it's next year. I'm not sure exactly when, but it is scheduled, the Avengers, for next year. So good movie. There's Thanos right there. And along with this, they sort of tell the backstory to some of the characters as well. So that'll be today. And it runs a little over 2 hours. And it's rated PG-13. Good action adventure movie. I liked it very much. Now, our movie coming up on Friday is a remake. Remember the movie with Goldie Hawn called Overboard? And this one is a new version of that. It came out earlier this year. This one, it stars Anna Faris. She's very funny. I've seen her in a few other things. There she is there. And also Eva Longoria, who, if you're not sure of that name, she was in The Real Housewives of not Real Housewives, excuse me, the other one, I forget the name of it, that was on ABC, not the TV series, not the reality series. And also several other actors are in this as well. Eugenio Debrez, I think that's him right there. And it's about a spoiled, wealthy yacht owner who is thrown overboard and becomes the target of revenge from his mistreated employee. And again, remake of the older film, but very funny. I think you'll enjoy that. This will be coming up on Friday. So that is Overboard on October 31st. So there you go. Now I want to tell you about a couple events that are coming up. This one's tomorrow. Travel with a Purpose. And this is really a fun new club. And this is their very first meeting. And Sonia Marsh is going to be there talking about traveling to Africa and the Big 5 safaris. What's really going to be neat about this club is if you want to travel to some sort of exotic place and you don't know how to go about it, that's what this club is about, bringing people together, talking about their experiences. So the first meeting is again tomorrow at Clubhouse 2 from 5 until 7 p.m. It will be in the Los Olivos room, and they're going to have some South African wines and snacks to enjoy. Please RSVP. There's Sonia's phone number, 949-402-7828, or sonia@soniamarsh.com. This is going to be a really fun group to get together with. That is tomorrow, August 28th, Tuesday. Now, something else that's going to be fun coming up next Saturday, a tribute to Jimmy Buffett with the Land Sharks Band. This band isn't just a tribute band. They have played with Jimmy Buffett along with the Beach Boys. They've played the house band down in Margaritaville, and I think it's, I don't know which Margaritaville, but check that out next Saturday at the Performing Arts Center. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, and by the way, I forgot to mention this, $15 to $25 for the tickets. So there you have it. All right, you folks have a great day out there. And that's going to be a fun concert, definitely. I love that kind of music. They also, I bet you're going to do Beach Boy music as well. Have a great day out there. We will see you tomorrow. We have a guest on from Hoag. The Senior Center is coming a day early. Also, Dr. Trin will be here, and we're going to take you out to the Lion Hair Museum. Take care. Bye-bye.